Very briefly, I'm going to cover the actually very interesting life of Rimsky-Korsakov. So he was born in 1844 into a Russian noble family, and his family also had a long history of military service. So while growing up, he frequently would read books about the sea, which then inspired him at age 12 to join the Imperial Navy. So while he was at school, the School for Mathematical and Navigational Sciences in St. Petersburg, he started taking piano lessons, and there he discovered his talent for piano and mostly for composition. So after that, he went out to sea, but then realized it didn't really suit him, and he came back. He joined the Mighty Handful and eventually ended up becoming a professor of composition at the St. Petersburg Conservatory, which was actually surprising given the experimental counter-institutional nature of the music of the Mighty Handful. But Tchaikovsky was kind of the least experimental of those composers. He was considered the most conservative, which is probably why the conservatory was willing to hire him. In his compositions, he frequently would use Russian folk songs and fairy tales, but he would often shy away from some of the more experimental aspects of Romanticism. Later in life, he got married. He actually eventually befriended Tchaikovsky. They had kind of a tenuous, interesting friendship, and he later was dismissed from his teaching position for defending the right of conservatory students to protest, and he died of an illness in 1905. So he wrote Scheherazade later in his career.